Bwahahahahaha. My name is Amy too, and I'm continuing right after the last video. Anyway, he was stealing a lotto when suddenly he noticed that she hadn't gotten any attention from him. He didn't get anything to get up in her face. What? He got a phone call telling him what it was like for a lotto to go to a bar. A llama had said that his job was to pay the barkeep. I want to go to bar A. We're not going to let you. This is going to be fun. That's where we got you. Why do you always try to kill myself when I'm too afraid to speak English? What is this? We won't let you speak English. You are too valuable to these animals. This is very strange. I love you, llamas. We wouldn't let you speak English in front of our kids. We aren't like a bear or a lion. We will just kill your son because he's too fat. That's a really, really strange reason to do that. I love you! The llamas left, but the dog stayed. She heard some sounds from the door. The door opened. Hello, she yelled. I see your son. What do you want? We are waiting for you. We will do what we like to do with your kid, which I guess involves killing him. If you don't leave now, I'll break the latch. He took a breath. It was like he was waiting to get shot by a bullet, and maybe you are. He looked up at her. He turned to look at her again. He walked towards her and then stopped. It was like a door was put in front of her, and she had to turn the latch. Please let me in. He walked into the back of the hut. I see your son. I love you. I'm your friend now. Please don't... no, please leave my baby and your baby behind, she yelled again. I am not a dog. I do have a job here. We don't give them much love, and that's just why I love you. The child is my friend here. You are my friend here. I know this because when my mom was leaving from the front yard, she didn't say the name of her son. She said the name of the big box she found. Oh, what's the name of that? Please tell me that this thing has a real name. No. It would be like going to a new place. I didn't want that either. Well, before you were basically told to leave, so I guess you are moving to a new place, or you were then. Oh, where am I at? Okay. It would be like going to a new place. I didn't want that either. He walked to the back of the hut. That's what you're saying. I knew you didn't have a name. You always kept them as pets. Kept what as pets? The llamas? I thought, why are you asking me? Why do you want to know? You are like that all the time, and maybe that's why. The petting doesn't want you to leave. Doesn't want to leave you, and I don't. I would rather your baby stay with me. Please don't leave your son behind. I cannot leave without him. Wait, what? You can't live with somebody else's kid? Yes. They stood there until he returned. That boy's my friend. He's my home. He was my life. He wants to be a man. I want to be that mother, that dad. There are many people here. I'm tired of people wanting to be you. There are enough people here. I am going to forget about them. The little boy is not with you. He should stay with my son. Please stop crying. My mom said it when she left. His old face changed. My mom gave me these things. My mom says it when she was gone. I will never forget her, but she didn't leave me. You don't need to be here with your baby. I never wanted that. How can you say that? The first thing to leave me, the last to leave me. What? I know why. Mom had a thing for children like me. That's why I'm here. I think you know this too. I don't want you to feel that you can't be with me. That's how she was. She loved her children. My mother never said that. You are my mother, not my child. You should be a grown-up. The dog and the father had long since left him. Their own world turned to nothing. That's unfortunate. The dog's father, and the other one left, leaving a room full of memories. The puppy, the three of them together. His mom had died a cold death on the road somewhere. Before she could remember her child, but she remembered him now. In the back of his head. Why don't you leave? There was no saying no. There was no denying him. He wanted to be with his dog. But the world did not have room for anyone like him. He would always regret leaving her in that hospital. Now as they had left, he thought it did not fit his personality. What about I? What? You'll be with me. Not because we wanted to, and it has no meaning for us, but because you wanted to. No reply. No thought about it. It was all a long memory. He stared at the wall. He couldn't look at that girl. He couldn't be with her. He couldn't ask her anything. He kept staring. I'll be with you, even when I've been with you all my life. It isn't like I've been forgotten. The dog's eyes were wide. He kept staring, and that girl's eyes were wide. His ears and tails twitched. He looked at the walls. They were full of memories. A memory. One night he had come to see some girls. She would have come with him. She had always been there, and when she told him about his mother, all the memories he had come to remember would have been that evening. He had walked ... That was a strange one. I mean, they're all strange, but yeah. He was stealing a lotta when suddenly there was a crack in the wall. And from then on, everything got very complicated. The first time we met him, he's dressed up as the Nova, with his mother and sister on his arms, and his mother's body wrapped in a blanket and a bag over his head. What is this? Also, that's a lot of weight for one dude to be carrying. As the boys rush up the front steps, the boys sit at the bar of the restaurant. Dara, Dima, Ali, and Keno. I don't know if I'm pronouncing those right, but I've seen a lot of names last video. On one side of the room are the boys' families, Dima's parents, and his uncle Sohail. On the other side are Dara and his aunt, who lives with them and is also at the bar, but in a very different manner. She is the one that is always standing right in front of you, Sohail says. She's our hostess. In fact, Sohail doesn't even know why Dara came to his home for dinner. Wait, what? You mean she's the hostess at your house? He says she comes to his family to ask about him about her aunt in the city who died when she was a child. The way it was said makes it sound like the city died. She doesn't know what is going on there, he says. Sohail doesn't know much about his aunt. The former president who led a bloody war with India and is still living in exile. Well, that's one heck of a family lore. Except that she once ran the police station in the place where the gangster was killed. So there was one gangster that was killed there. So, but she is Dara's uncle. And Sohail knows a lot about her. Sohail knows that her father has died in jail in India. Wonder if that has anything to do with the the aunt that led a bloody war against India. Probably not. And also that her mother, Zarima, and her brother, Abid, were in jail in Iran and in Iraq when she was growing up. She knows that her mother came from there. I know who I want to marry, and then I want to get married, says Dara. Well, that's a good thing to have sorted out. On another floor, Sohail has arranged all the guests. His mother, Abid, his father, and so on. After a drink, the boys and Dara go to an elevator and sit down on a couch with the girls. Sohail, as usual, is the one to give them space, watching them while he keeps abreast of their thoughts. It is, he says, very rare that he isn't involved with a girl's life. Having once been her best friend and mother. What? To date, he's had plenty of time to spend with 3 sisters. 2 of them have passed away. Well then. But he seems to have got most out of them. Spending time with his sister's brothers and her sister's friends. Her sister's brothers. Doesn't that mean it's her sisters? Or his sister's brothers. That just means his brothers. This is so complicated. Brothers and sisters' friends is the third of his cousin, Dara's sister, who died when she was 20. And is now a teacher at a boarding school. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If she died, she isn't a teacher at a boarding school. Kerala. Okay, I don't know where that is. Dara is also in a few conversations with her brother's brothers. You mean your brothers? Whatever. And with her sister's friends. It's in them that Sohail shows his vulnerability. The girls aren't looking for him to be nice. They're looking for him to be safe and secure. How do they know that he doesn't need them? The girls don't want to see. Say anyone go to bed with the other girls, but they do want to hear the stories of Abid's last few years. The stories of how they had to endure a life in which they had no home, no room, no rights, and no opportunities for improvement. If Abid was still alive, the girls would love to know the stories of how she and the other girls had to survive. How they got to this state in an era when every woman in the state belonged to a community. How the rest of the world would never have known, since their names were not mentioned in the history books, and their place in history was not remembered. They would want to know where she and all of the girls grew up, and where and how they had to fight their way from there. Some, of course, would die, not because of their own choices, but most of the time, you don't die because of your own choice. So that should be pretty obvious in that one. I assume this will be the last one. He was stealing a Lada when suddenly he lost control of the vehicle. Bhajali, who claimed to be a good driver, ran over Bollywood actor Shahid Khan's body. But wait a minute, you drove over his body. Was he already dead? But was caught by a motorcyclist who was waiting to pull up to the truck. A security guard who saw him driving towards the pickup truck approached him and tried to stop him. However, Bhajali, I don't know how to pronounce these I assume Indian names because it has a Bollywood actor. It's pushed him back and pushed the security guard to his knees and then jumped out of the truck. Pushed him to his knees? The policeman managed to get out of the truck. A few minutes later, security staff got out of their car. Bhajali was sitting in the truck while a motorcyclist arrived. The motorcyclist tried to grab him, but he grabbed him by the shirt and ripped his shirt. He then tried to put a knife to his throat and tried to drag him out of the truck. When the guy tried to grab him by his shirt, he pulled him from the truck. Then Bhajali attempted to stab him. The security guard managed to grab him and pull him out of the truck and throw him out of the truck. However, he managed to escape before the cops could get there. The security guard, I think, classifies as a cop, and he's already there. He is now in hospital in Jorhat, however that's pronounced. But also, it sounded like, it says policeman right here, so I think the cops were there. Meanwhile, many people in the neighborhood have been watching his video feed from the pickup truck and are horrified by the incident. We are also sharing this story because it makes people care about the safety of their families and friends, including children. It also shows that India has some work to do and our media should give it time. We need to keep the message out there because this could happen again. Well, I mean, strange stuff like this happens all over the world sometimes. The truck driver told police that Bhajali picked him up after the security guard was trying to detain him for being drunk and then attacked him at the pickup truck. Police told newsmen that he got in between traffic guards and tried to brake ... Anyway, I'm going to end this video here, and I hope you like this. If you want to see more of it, I've got tons of videos like this. And I've got plenty more because this archive is pretty large. I don't intend to make more after finishing the archive, so yeah, this will have an end. Anyway, bye.